Hey there, it's Raven Scry. Today I'm going to be connecting into the larger crypto market, anything that Spirit wishes to share or show around this, particularly as we head into the eclipses on March the 25th and the window into April the 9th. So a very potent time. So many of you have been asking me, can you please read and let me know what's going on? Crashes, all of this sort of vibes. And it's a very chaotic time to actually connect to the space and to read as well. And, often I hold back in that because there's many things coming. So it's really finding that center point to be able to hear from Spirit what they wish to show and share. So today, that's what I'm giving. And I offer it with blessings, and I hope you enjoy it. So as I connect now to the larger crypto space and asking about the market, the crypto market, and the coming months in the crypto market, and anything that Spirit wishes to share or show around this, and in regards to corrections and also in regards to the times around the eclipse. So the eclipse is on March the 25th, and that's a full moon eclipse. And the other one is that April the 9th, which is a new moon. So it's a very kind of interesting window, that period of around 2 weeks. So putting all of that to Spirit, just open up and see what they've got to share. So they show me a movement up. It's like they're showing me a spike up and then a descent. They talk about trouble incoming and they say error, they say drop, unable to access funds. Retail is caught in the firing line. And it's interesting because I'm getting a visual now of many people in a line. It's like a firing line, all being lined up to be shot. And I hear executions, mass executions from government here. Now, I feel as though sometimes these can have double meanings and can be referencing things that are happening in the world at particular times when we're talking about other events as well. So it's almost like two things that are happening around the same time is overlapping. So often this happens within readings. So that's my experience. So it has a certain interesting energy when this does happen. So just to speak to that, it feels as though, Spirit talks about this firing line, then I see this firing line, and then there's this reference to, some sort of, executions by government. And then I hear initial collapse of market, but this will quickly change and turn into an elevation, a run-up, and a run-up to new highs is what I'm hearing. Okay. Now, I'm hearing correction and then spike down. Like there's these references to spikes, and I see a spike up in the start, and then there's spike down. I feel as though this spike down is coming from as we've moved further along into the market, and I'm going to give a figure, but I really hope that it doesn't throw it out, as they can change and whatnot. But I'm just going to throw it out. 88K correction spike down is what I'm hearing. And then as that happens, it's like, ooh, ah. I hear like the crowd going, ooh, ah. Like there's this, there's these crowds in these readings lately that come up and are responding to things that are taking place. As they're observing and watching the market, but there is this kind of, there's this ooh that comes in from this drop as they're responding, and I'm hearing system fail and massive system fail and a severe drop, but quick bounce. and runs up from there. And it almost feels like some sort of a flush out. And it's very hard to stomach this flush out. And I ask, well, is this around the time of the eclipse? I hear steep descent, but not for long. It feels like it is. I'm not getting clear, direct yeses and nos with that. But it feels like it's around the eclipse. But I'm just going to move away from that. I'm not going to sort of tune straight into the detail, because sometimes that can sort of throw off the information as it's coming in. Okay, so I'm hearing it's the tail end of the market drop. Financial collapse, markets, many months or possibly years down, chop, disaster. And then I'm hearing world event connected to this line of people being lined up and shot. So when I say financial collapse, markets, many months, possibly years, like, it's kind of a very strong kind of line, but it almost feels like it's difficult to understand. I feel like it's almost painting a picture that's being put into context as we go. So we'll just continue on. This world event, prominent world event of people being lined up, being shot. And interestingly, there's a reference to Biden here, speaking at something, and there's this drop, and many are suffering on a much larger scale. This almost feels like it's beyond crypto. It's gone into the larger collective here. Financial independence will be offered to those who wait, is what I'm hearing. And if you have crypto in this time, don't sell. So it almost feels like, it's, if you get sort of stuck in these corrective times, don't panic. It will be hard to stomach it. It's going to be churning, but don't sell. Whatever you do, don't sell is what they're saying. You will have riches not too far away, but there is trouble in the system that no one sees coming. So there is scares, there is volatility approaching, is the way it feels. Now I ask, is it a bit like COVID, the COVID crash? And I hear no, different. This is about the future of money, how we exchange money between countries in connection here. And then I hear this will cause a rocket ship inflation to soar. And I'm seeing this rocket ship that just picks up speed and takes off, runs away with itself. It's like nothing's stopping it, and it's soaring. And riches will be made, and I'm just being shown expensive things, expensive items, expensive cars, and, extreme riches and all this sort of bling, what you'd see when people are very wealthy and sort of start, getting all extravagant and buying all these, beautiful cars and things. But I'm just seeing this extreme bling, this wealth. And I'm hearing millionaires popping up all over the globe. This run will be beyond expectations and the ride of your life. And it's interesting, as I say, popping up all over the globe. It's like, they just kind of show all these little pop-ups of people who become millionaires all around the globe. And it's interesting because it's like it's in a community, and I feel as though it's in this community. You guys who are listening here, they're talking about you. So it's personal. Okay, so moving along now. They talk about breakdown will come after. And they describe it as like running off the edge of a cliff. It's like, in a cartoon where the roadrunner, for instance, is running along and suddenly runs off the edge of a cliff. And it's like pauses in time before he realizes that he's going to drop It's like that moment in time that he's run off the cliff and then boom, drops. And there's a drop that's deeper than expected, and I hear fire sale, market end. So I almost feel like they're referring to, bear market energy here later on. So I ask, should we be concerned with drops now? And I'm hearing no, not to be concerned. Part of the projection forward, and prepare for your rides is what I'm hearing. It's like they're giving me prices of 80, 88K. There's some sort of drop in regards to these prices. And then I hear longer than expected, but don't worry. Brace yourself for the time of your life. Mass acceleration, beyond expectations, rides and wealth. And yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting. Wealth for many is what's coming through quite clearly here. And it's like they're switching the possibilities, of where we're going to go, but it's very high, where we're going to go is how it feels. Now I ask Spirit if there's a scene, something that can be shared or shown, and they're showing me people being dropped in the sky that are in these parachutes, several people just kind of dropping out of the sky, and it's like I can feel this blue sky and this drift that's taking place here. And I also feel the resonance and the energy of like a larger dark green kind of aircraft in the sky connected here. And I hear tragic ending, but some will be protected. And again, it feels double-edged. People dropping in the parachutes, and this large dark green aircraft. It's like it could be the same scene, but it could also be metaphorical. We've got these dropping from the sky that feels peaceful almost, and then there's this other element of this large aircraft that's there with it. So it could be two scenes, or it could actually be some sort of support or help coming in here in some way. But it feels like a larger scale of some event that's taking place on the planet in the way that this is being shown. They're saying this scene is to do with important timing and market drop. And they're saying law-abiding citizens fail. Now, they're giving me the month of October as well, and they're saying details about that later. So I'm going to leave it there for all the bits of information that have come through there. In summary, though, it's like feels like there is going to be some big scare. There's going to be some volatile times coming up. And it would not surprise me if it's within the March, 25th of March into the 9th of April, which is extreme eclipse volatility. And last year when FTX went bust, when Luna went bust, they're both eclipses. So this market is extremely sensitive to these times. So I'm extremely aware of that and feel as though they're big energetic times to speak to. But within that, it's difficult to speak to time as well, and sometimes I don't want to speak directly to time because it can shift and it's difficult. So I'm just going to step back from that, but it's almost like a window and a pocket of time that we're kind of in here. And it's like different things that have been given and placed are important to the scene. But it does feel like there is this volatility here around the later March, April, May kind of period. There's chaotic kind of energy in there. And I do hear this reference to, this some sort of downturn, but not for long. And it's like if you sell, it will be difficult to know when to get back in for timing, etc. It's like double-edged, and it's like so it's like if you think, okay, I'm going to time it and I'm going to get out of the market and then I'll get back in, like it may not be as easy as that seems, is the way that it's being shown, and it may not be worth the stress. And in saying that, the stress of being in too is certainly going to be quite gut-wrenching, because I feel this heaviness and weightedness in the stomach. But according to trying to navigate timing around this is going to be very difficult. So try to be careful with timing. If you try to start pulling out and getting back in, and just be careful around this, because it could be trickier than you expect. So I hear also, it's like there's a sense of the masses coming after this shock. There's like this mass of energy, mass of people after this shock that takes place further in 2024, and they're referencing now June as a time with quick elevation, and there's a time of reference to retail here too. It's like there's movement from around the month of June is quite significant, is what they show. And then they're just going run up, run up, run up. So hold on, because we're going to see some pretty decent numbers is the way that it's coming through. Okay, so there's a lot in all of that, but I feel as though the things that really stand out to me is just being mindful of getting in and out of the market. If you're not in, to really to dollar cost in and watch some of this window of time that's coming is going to be quite extreme, quite volatile and intense. Get ready for feeling intense emotions. And don't respond to them in haste is the feeling here. There is also going to be large events going on the planet, big changes that are going to be mirroring in this time and aligning. So watch out for some externalized events to this scene, because it's like it's going to dance and synchronize with crypto is how they show it. And yes, the sound of wealth and riches to come sounds very divine. So thank you, Spirit. Okay, so I'm going to leave that reading there. There was a lot in that, and it was really given as how it comes through, which is in pieces, and really working with Spirit, it's not like the linear mind, it's like things come through in scenes, and elusively, we can't understand it with the linear mind so easily, but we can kind of intuit and piece together information to create possibilities and outcomes. So there was a lot in there, and I will revisit later on, as we move along the timeline. But yeah, big volatile vibes, big volatile spikes up and spikes down. So just be careful, be safe out there. But it is very exciting times. So if you've got any thoughts or anything to share, please don't hesitate to pop it below. I'll see you all again soon. Raven Scry signing off.